What's good, y'all? So after playing the new Legend Ballistic for a couple days now, maybe like a week or so, these are my top 10 tips with my buddy Daz. I'll put his link down in the bio below. But make sure you guys show some love to the video. Hope you guys enjoy it and hope these tips help you out.
I had nothing.
Same. Thought I was trying to get banners.
Yeah.
I took down that hooligan. Rude.
What's going on, guys? We're back with another banger video. Today we got the boy Daz in the building. You can see he's got the fit on. He's looking clean. He's looking clean.
Feel sharp.
What we're gonna be doing today is we're gonna be doing the top 10 tips with Ballistic. Now let's get into it. All right, tip number 1. If you guys did not know, when you have your gun out, you can also pull out the Q and still EDS with the Q while hip firing your weapon. So you can see I have Daz locked on here, kind of like a nice little visual representation. You can still shoot him. Obviously the nemesis is busted. You hit him with the Q, hits him with the Q, and that's GG's.
For tip number 2, the biggest tip I can provide to you is whenever you have your tactical out, it's really hard to put away, but when you melee, it disappears. Now, in addition to this tip, if you wall bounce, it also puts away the tactical ability. Save it, otherwise you'll be mid-fight and blast it and everybody knows where you're at.
Tip number 3. So a lot of people don't know how to range these new Qs or these tacks, whatever you want to call them. But what we're doing right now is we're kind of showing you guys the max distance. So currently it's pinging him it's exactly 75, and there's a little give. So you can see like right now he's 81 and he just came out, and as he comes back in 72, but the actual range on it is 75. So you can see it kind of locks, and then right when he gets out of range, I'm assuming he's 82 meters. So you'll know when he's in range because that little yellow light right there will pop up, and obviously as soon as you shoot it, it locks onto him.
Now for tip number 4, what I want to discuss is the weapon sling. Now the biggest tip I can provide for you is to make sure you put a weapon such as the RE45 that happens to have a loadout that requires like a hammer port or something very, very important. Now with the weapon sling, you can swap between pressing F or Q to move it to different slots. This can be very finicky, so be very, very careful and very diligent. When you're in a box, you press your right click to put in the weapon sling. Now when you're picking up new guns off the ground, you just simply drag it or use the hotkey to move it over.
Tip number 5. So let's say you land, you guys are fighting off drop really early in the game, and you don't have any ammo. So what you're going to want to do is make sure your weapon is in your sling before you pop the ultimate. Then once you pop the ult, now as you push, you have infinite ammo, and for your team as well. So you can see now I have a gold wingman, infinite ammo, and you can see it really is infinite.
Now, an additional tip for number 6 is to make sure you remember what weapon you have in your sling. So I'm going to show an example. If I pop my ultimate, I cannot switch my RE45 or my car SMG to the sling. You have to wait until the timer is over just to put another weapon in there, which can be very unfortunate, so remember what you actually have in there before you turn it gold.
Tip number 7. If you're playing Mad Maggie, or Mad Margaret as we like to call him, and you're also playing Ballistic with a friend, or even a random, and you pop your ultimate, and Ballistic pops their ultimate, it stacks. So you get double the speed. Oh my god, you're actually so fast. You broke my ankles right there, ain't even gonna lie.
Now this one's for all our Watson mains out there. Just as an FYI, if you put your gen down and you dislike Ballistic as a new legend, if you get locked onto and he throws his tactical right at you, give it a shot, give it a whirl.
Oh. Tip number 9. So if you guys didn't know, Ballistic's Q, once you're locked on, you don't actually have to have your enemy in your ADS. As you can see, I'm aiming at the opposite direction, and now I'm unlocked, but as soon as I lock onto him, as long as that is saying that I'm still locked on and I shoot it, it's always gonna find him.
All right, now for our final tip, just in case you don't know, when you shoot your ballistic tactical up in the air,
Smart. Firing a smart bullet.
It never comes.